theme today is moving mountains. Are you ready? Just flex your muscles a little bit. All right, I am going to talk truth. Are you willing to hear it? Yes. Okay, so this is the theme for Unity's World Day of Prayer, September 11th. This is our 31st World Day of Prayer. And there will be people, thousands and thousands of people that read Daily Word, who don't attend a Unity, don't live near a Unity ministry. So many places. And people in Africa and Australia and Germany, England, all over the world will be celebrating moving mountains on September 11th. Now, what does moving mountains mean to you? Little ant hill? Has anyone here ever felt that you moved mountains? Oh, good. 3 of us. Well, this is my crowd over here. Okay. We've all moved mountains. We've all had changes in our lives that Spirit helped us, directed us, supported us in co-creating. Everyone in this room, or you wouldn't be sitting here. I was thinking so much today of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, who were mountain movers. They changed completely the way that those of us who gather here look at the divine. The divine is not above us. It is in us. It is active. It isn't then, it's now. It is active in us, through us, as us. You hear me say that a lot because it's a reminder. It's in me. It's in you. It's in everything. And some of us go to sleep to that, would you admit? Yes. Yes. Some of us resist knowing and feeling the guidance that we are receiving, and we kind of push it away. Anyone ever done that? That doesn't make sense, universal presence. Why would I make that phone call? Why would I connect with that person? Why would I drive down that road? And when we do, we have an aha moment. We go, oh, that's connected to my intention. Now, Unity Headquarters is using the word intention more than they are prayer now, because prayer has become so associated to out there. When we talk about intention, we're talking through energy, movement, divinity, here. We talked just a little bit last week when we had our question and answer about the 12 powers. Kay asked about the 12 powers. Fillmore used the example of that we have 12 powers, and he showed it as energy fields like chakras. What he was really talking about is that we have it all. We have the wisdom, we have the strength, we have the love, we have the zeal, my favorite. I love that one. We have it within us. And are we using it? That's the question. Are we using the divine powers that are within us? So when we claim an intention, we are, now listen carefully, I love this. This came from Unity Headquarters. When we claim our intention, we are rejoining with our source. When we claim our intention, we are rejoining, we are hooking up, we are connecting with the divine source. And when we do that, what happens? Nothing. Yes, there's a field of energy that moves into action. There's a field of energy that moves into action. And it expands. It is creative. It has energy, pulsating energy. You have pulsating energy when you are joined with your source. Now, your source and my source is the same source. However, this is the part I love about universal presence. It's in me and it's in you and it's in all of us. So I experience it personally. You experience it personally. And it is universal. This is the most incredible thing that can be imagined. I personally know the universal presence, my source, the love within me, and you know it within you. Do you remember the tale from, I keep asking Paul, Aesop's, is that what, how, Aesop's fables. You remember Aesop's fables? About the farmer who was dying. You remember this one? He had 4 sons, and it says in the fable, they were lazy. 4 lazy sons. He didn't just have sons, he had lazy ones. And he was dying. And he told them he had nothing to leave them. Do you remember this part? He had nothing to leave them but the land. And in the land was a treasure. Who knows what they did? They started digging. They went through every piece of dirt they could. They worked night and day all over the land, working hard. They weren't lazy anymore because there was a treasure, and they wanted to be the one who found it, right? Yes. And what happened? They never found a treasure. Disappointed, disgruntled, and then what happened in the spring? It rained. And he had put seeds in the ground. And they had the biggest crop they had ever had. And they were prosperous. It rained. Now, there was no evidence that there was a treasure. Have you ever asked for an intention and there's no evidence that it's going to occur? I can raise both. Because it hasn't been manifested yet. Charles Fillmore says, faith is action. Faith isn't sitting on the side of on your front porch or in your favorite chair. Please God. Faith is moving into action. Charles Fillmore and so many teachers, we read it everywhere. You have the power within you. And you can use it. Charles Fillmore says, I'm quoting, just quoting, 1890s, this man was writing all of this. Plug into the electricity. Plug into the source. And when we find out that we are connected to the source, we manifest. Unless we feel powerless. Has anyone in this room ever felt powerless? Everyone, well, maybe we feel a little powerless. And when you feel powerless, listen carefully, the powerlessness grows. And you feel more and more powerless and discouraged. So when we focus on whatever our intention is, we are co-creators with this source. I love that word, rejoining. We are rejoining with our source. Now, Charles Fillmore also talks about that faith is a process that we mature in. I'm pretty dang white-haired and matured. And most of us, as we have spent our lives learning and living a spiritual life, we have matured in the way that we connect with our source. Would you say yes to that? Yes. So I have some reflection questions that come from Unity World Day of Prayer, and I just wanted to share those with you. There are. Have you had moments when you have faced insurmountable challenges and you were able to move through them with spirit? Yes. With divine guidance, with spirit. Have you had moments when you felt everything was dark? Where was the light? And in one moment, one piece of nature, one flower, one bird singing in the night, one cloud floating by, you remembered, I'm part of all of this. I am not alone. So as you reflect on that, you have had moments that felt insurmountable, and you were guided through it. This is a direct quote from Charles. And I'd like to ask you, have you felt faith has grown, your faith has grown and matured through your life? And can you remember a time when you didn't know what to do or how to fix something, how to change something? I'm remembering one of my favorite stories. I've shared it here before. It's the oil well story. In my first ministry, I had the opportunity to give a talk on burning bushes, about looking for burning bushes, that those are evidence. And of course it was metaphorical, or look for a red book, or look for a red something that would move you into a new decision. And so I had a minister friend who was looking to go to a new church, and she said to her husband, I'm looking for a burning bush. The story goes, they drove and drove, and finally there was a big sign that said, Burning Bush Restaurant. And she knew what ministry to go to. So I told that story in my very first ministry in Crystal Lake, Illinois. We were in a building that had been a theater, amateur theater. But they had changed it a little bit. We were on acreage. Of course, it snows a lot in Illinois, so we didn't always meet in the winter. However, this was the springtime. I was giving a prosperity story, and I talked about the burning bush. Look for a sign. So I was counseling a woman who was going through a lot of changes in her life, and she just came up to me afterwards, and she said, I like that story about the burning bush. And I said, well, she said, I keep feeling I should buy into oil wells. They did not prepare me for this at Unity Ministerial School. A lot of other things, but not oil wells. What do you think? Follow your guidance. Always a good answer. I can see her now, little tiny lady, maybe in her 60s, little curly hair. So she said, okay. She walked out that morning, and then I didn't see her for a couple of weeks. I went, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then she walked in, and she waited until after the service. She said, Victoria, I have a story to tell you. I went home, and I started affirming burning bushes. My daughter was coming for dinner, and she brought a plant that's called a burning bush. I'd like to give you a $25,000 check. You've changed my life. They have hit oil. Now, we don't have oil wells like we have them in Illinois. They're in the parking lot at the grocery store. Oil wells are everywhere in Chicago area. However, we all have burning bushes waiting for us. We all have the sign for the next step to take. We all have the guidance. We can all rejoin with our source. I love that. Rejoin with our source to be able to manifest that which we desire. And what does it take? Willingness. Clarity, what you are manifesting. Clarity, what you are manifesting. You let go of the how and the when and the who. Dang it. You are manifesting with the universal energy. Now, sometimes, that's the word I was going to use, sometimes it takes a while to make that manifestation, my 37-year marriage over here. It took a while. It took a while. It can take waiting. And are we able to stay with that energy field? Are we able? I have a poem I wanted to end our talk with, and then we're going to have a meditation with the prayer that they're going to use at Silent Unity on World Day of Prayer. This is a poem by James Dilla Freeman. It's about rivers. Rivers hardly ever run in a straight line. Rivers are willing to take 10,000 meanders and enjoy every one, and grow from every one. When they leave a meander, they are always more than when they entered it. When rivers meet an obstacle, they do not try to run over it. They merrily go around. But they always get to the other side. Rivers accept things as they are, conform to the shape they find the world in, yet nothing changes things more than rivers. Rivers even move mountains into the sea. We are mountain movers in this room. We've already moved mountains to get here, right? We've all been through many doors, many groups of people, many challenges, bumps in the road, right angles, left, up, down, and we know that it's ours to do, to use the power, the divine power within us, not to ask, to align with, to rejoin with the power. We call it God, we call it good, we call it love. Whatever you call it is right for you. It is the essence of the divine. So here is the readings. This is called meditation today. When I read this, I wanted to share it with you so much. Deep breath in and out. Move around in your chair. Wiggle a little bit. Shake it out with your hands. Tap your feet. Shrug those shoulders that are carrying the weight of the world. We take this time to align with source energy. We breathe into the awareness of our divine potential and allow for magnificent truth to declare. My faith moves mountains. At various times in my life, I may have faced challenges, tenuous circumstances. I may have been caught up in the swirling experience of chaos, confusion, and unease. Through the power of prayer and intention today, I realign with the origin of my divine being and invite calm, organize thoughts, and redirect the focus of my energy to become productive and life-affirming. Activating the power of faith, I am aware of the activity of God, always moving forward, upward, to a higher vibration of creation. I know this activity is working for me and all. I am filled with mighty faith. This truth allows me to direct my actions with clarity and confidence. I know what is mine to do, and I do it with ease. I rest easily when it's time to wait, and I stride boldly when it is time to move forward. Filled with mighty faith, I move mountains to bring about my highest and best expression in all facets of my life. My highest thought comes easily and creates space for healing, greater wisdom, and unconditional love to be expressed through me in every word, thought, and deed. Aligned in faith, I declare that no thought, no one, and nothing has the power to tamper with that which I am co-creating with Source. Aligned in faith, I declare that no thought, no one, and nothing has the power to tamper with that which I am co-creating with Source. As we sit in silence now, we open ourselves to that energy. We align with our Source. We rejoin and connect and are led, guided, and loved. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Putting your hand in your heart, recommitting to that mountain that appears to be so big in your life. Seeing it transformed as a doorway to your next step. And so it is. And so it is. Amen.